So yeah, it's been a long time since I've flown in VR. And this experience, it feels special again, you know? It's actually been really nice having a proper break from making YouTube content. Now, you're probably confused, you're thinking, but Steve, you've posted loads of videos this recently. Yes, that is true. I did make a batch of videos back in July to see me through this period, and it's worked out really well actually. It's quite hard sometimes thinking of topics that are still relevant in even a few weeks time, let alone a couple of months, because I mean that's a good thing, because the flight simulation hobby that we all do is moving at a fast pace and things are changing all the time. So the news of this week will be irrelevant in a couple of weeks time because something else has happened. And that goes for VR as well. Oh wow, so we've got awesome colours here. Do you know, that's something I've kind of forgotten about with MSFS 2024, is the autumn colours. The trees, they look absolutely beautiful, don't they? I'm now getting 63 frames per second at the moment. You won't see that on the screen, but I'm looking at the OpenXR toolkit, which still works, by the way. I still use it for various things. Mainly for the FPS counter and some post-processing effects. And sometimes as well there's a anti-shake. Well, I don't think it's really that. It's like a sensitivity setting where you can lower that down, which kind of helps with the recording sometimes. Hang on. It sounds a bit like my door is not shut properly. You didn't see that, folks, okay? You didn't see that. So yeah, let's just fly out towards the east coast, maybe over Cadwell Park if I can find it, and then we'll head into Humberside perhaps, which is over in that direction there. Does feel weird. I don't have any motion today. I'm just sat on a normal chair, and it does feel a bit weird. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Yeah, I'm not liking that. But thankfully, now that I've moved into a much nicer house than I was in before, I've got a really, really big room now. Much larger room than I've ever had before, just for my man cavey things, you know? So I will be able to continue using my motion rig, and even have an area for my music stuff, you know, recording and all that kind of thing. So I'm really glad about that. I'll tell you what though, the housing market, it's a stressful thing, especially in the UK, because you don't really know you've got the house until you've got those keys in your hand. You know, it's horrible. And there I am packing away all my things, and you can imagine all the crap I've got, just me, let alone a whole house full of stuff. And then thinking to myself, this could fall through at any moment. It's horrible. But I'm glad to say the house move has gone well, apart from one thing. I broke my foot. Yes, well, I fractured my foot because I'm an idiot and I was doing far too much. Funny enough, I packed everything ready for the day after, and then my parents rang me and said, "You fancy coming over for tea?" I was like, "Well, yeah, absolutely. Why not?" Because Melissa wasn't here with our baby William, who's now at the time of recording 1 month old already. Crazy. She stayed at her family's because obviously I was moving house and she can't be involved in all that. That's too stressful. So there I went outside of my conservatory door of my old house and tripped up on the step, twisted my ankle round, fell right on my face pretty much, only narrowly missing the garage door handle, which would have been very bad news. Probably would have knocked me out or something. So yeah, I've fractured my left foot, which hasn't been fun. But thankfully I have been off work for a while anyway, so at the time of recording I've got a few days left and then I'm back at work again. Boo! Luckily though, I do love my job. Right, all my bindings seem to be working okay. That's the translation keys. People often ask me, how am I moving around the cockpit like this? Just using my hat switch called translation, left, right, forward and back. And that's it. But yeah, this is feeling absolutely friggin' amazing. You know, I mean, my first flight in VR for such a long time, I am missing the motion and all my other fancy toys, but you know what? Just sat here using this alpha yoke with a cheap Cytec throttle quadrant because my Bravo is in the garage somewhere. This feels absolutely friggin' amazing. This feels so good. Like, wow. You don't have to have all the toys, you know, to enjoy this hobby. You really don't. And actually, I know I'm in the 57 ppd, which does look so sharp. I was wondering whether I'd feel a bit weird being back in VR again after such a long time away from it. But no, this feels fantastic. And it's reminding me again how good the Crystal Super is. It's funny, you know, because I do say a lot that the Mega NX is my favourite, and it is. But I'm finding I am spending more and more time in the Super these days. It's just easier because it doesn't need base stations. I haven't got those set up in my new house yet. You just plug it in and it works, you know. And I really love how we've got eye tracking. It's comfortable. The tracking itself works really well, you know. I mean, I've actually got the light off, I think, so you probably can't see me very well on the camera. Hopefully you can. Oh dear, that's not very good, is it? Sorry, I've tried to put the camera on at a decent angle, but that just looks rubbish. There we go. Sorry about that. As you can see, this is a rough and ready video, and normal service will be resumed soon. Not to say that my videos are usually really polished, because they're not anyway. But yeah, just flying around here, enjoying this landscape in MSFS 2024 Sim Update 4. And you know, it's funny, I'm not even noticing any mirror in this headset, even though it has it, because I just haven't been using it that much. If I really look, there we go, I can see it now, because I'm looking for it. So yeah, this is the East Coast we're coming up now, and the weather's been really nice in the UK. At the time of recording, it is the 9th of October, I think. And yeah, I've been on the bike a lot. Really happy that I've got a much nicer garage as well for my bike, because the one I had at the old place, it was okay, but it just was a little bit damp in the winter, and that really upset me because I really like to look after my FJR. If I remember, I'll put a couple of pictures now of my FJR. You know what, that bike, I will never sell it. It's more than just a motorcycle. Me and Melissa have been to some absolutely incredible places on that, all the way up to the Arctic Circle, to Norway, to Lofoten Islands, all the way down to the Adriatic coast in Croatia, and everywhere in between over many years. And those memories are so special. And actually, if you're interested, I do have some full motorcycle tour videos on the channel. But yeah, anyway, I've just checked the recording and the camera is all over the place, folks. I'm so sorry. As I said, this is just a bit of a random get to know VR flight again. And it is everything I expect it to be and more. It's reminded me again how special this little hobby of ours is, because it's just phenomenal how it's got to this stage where we have accurate real weather, real flight physics. That's, you know, some of the aircraft out there now are absolutely sensational with the A2A Comanche and Aerostar, and even these little Just Flight Pipers, you know, they're good enough, and I can vouch for that. I've flown in one of these many times. And then you've got this level of detail, and this is just like flat Lincolnshire. It's not very that well. I wouldn't say it's not pretty, but it's nothing special. But it still looks absolutely brilliant. And to think I can go anywhere in the world. Couple that with an amazing VR headset like this, it is. Oh, it's just so frigging good. I am so glad that I'm living in a time where all this is actually possible. It's just brilliant. And this looks really, really good. I didn't expect to feel so comfortable in VR straight away, having not been in it for such a long time. And I would recommend, folks, as I said at the start, that sometimes having a break will make you realise and appreciate how incredible this hobby is. You know, we can kind of get too saturated into it, getting obsessed with finding that extra bit of performance, and you know, getting obsessed with stutters and updates and fixes and blah 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 blah. And I think taking a step back is a really good idea, and keep your hobby in balance. And that goes with anything in life, really, because one thing I learned, actually, because being a guitarist, I started playing the guitar when I was about 7-8 years old. I loved it that much, and I've been in so many bands over the years and stuff, and yeah, it's been an amazing journey for me, music. That's for sure. I've met some incredible people, and nowadays it's kind of my job. I play the guitar as my job, and I must say it has sapped some of the enjoyment out of it. These days, when I come home from work, you know, I don't pick up the guitar as much as I used to. I don't write songs as much as I used to. And that's just simply because I do it all the time. And that really translates to anything in life, really. It's all within balance, and especially something like this. If it is dear to your heart, I mean, aviation and technology together combined for me is this perfect sort of match made in heaven of VR and flying like this. It's just insane, and sometimes it's so good you just want to do it every single day, you know, and you get obsessed with it. That sometimes is not a healthy thing, and just stepping back, giving yourself a break, you know, when you come back to it like this, just do a simple local flight like I am now. I'm not doing anything special, just bimbling around in my little Piper Warrior, you know, now on the wash here with the Humber Bridge just in the distance there. I am absolutely loving life in this thing. It is really so special. And I think that's just a message in this video today, that taking a break in VR is a good idea. You know, taking a break from the hobby, whether it's a few days or a couple of months like me, you know. And it's not like I did this on purpose. The reason why I've taken a break is because of the house move and a new baby arrival. So because of all those things going on, I didn't really have a choice. But now that I'm back up flying again, it feels as fresh and as exciting as the first time I try VR. So give that some thought, folks. I'm going to leave this here now. Because I'm guessing most of you are probably not watching this far in the video. If you're still watching this far, thank you. I would show you the rest of the flight and land, but I'm not sure you're that interested in that. So I think my message is loud and clear. I think I've said what I want to say. And as we fly over, is that Cleethorpes? I think it is, yes. That's the fish and chip pier, isn't it? In this stunning detail here, absolutely phenomenal. I'll bid you farewell. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this flight on my own, so to speak. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.